Hi folks, I'm Modulus. So I'm back again, and I remember saying that I couldn't bring you an update this week, but I changed my mind. So even though I'm a bit halfway here, I'm gonna still bring you an update because I think if you wait until next week, maybe it's gonna be a bit long. So I decided to bring you some updates of where I am now. So since the last video, in my part 1 chapter, I think I have cleaned up the hull, and I was doing some small parts on this structure here. So I have actually put on a lot of these small parts on these structures here. And in terms of sequence, if we look at the manual, the manual starts off with this hull, and the deck will come next. And then a lot of other things like the hydrofoil, then the superstructure starts working. But I have done here, and then did up these smaller parts here. Then before doing these parts on top of the deck, the superstructure deck, the step that I took was I glued this structure here to the deck, and the reason for that was because I wanted the clamp here and this piece here. So if I put in the deck first to the hull, I won't be able to clamp this, and I would have to actually press in, and there's nothing supporting underneath this deck. So I clamped it, and I think you can see that there are no almost no gaps there. So no putty work was done between this piece and the deck. So it's quite clean attachment. So after attaching this to the deck, then the deck was attached to the hull. So when it was attached, of course you will get a lot of seam lines appearing on this. Let me just open up a bit here. There will be seam lines visible along the way here. So I have cleaned that up with putty and sanded it. And the sanding was very tricky on these areas because these things were in the way. So I had to actually, squeeze in the sandpaper to these kind of areas. Let me just show you the other side. It's actually quite clean. You can't really see the lines. So I cleaned the gap lines all along these on the deck here. Then I have painted this surface and this surface with I think it was 305. It's a bit of a dark gray there. And oops, I think I can show you here. So even here there was one line here, so I cleaned that up. So the deck color and the hull color is done. And once I've painted this deck, I mask this whole area off to paint this structure here. And that is when I think I did manage to paint it, but I wanted to paint more. And then while painting this hydrofoil, my paint ran out. So yep, my my planning was a bit off. I thought I could at least get this painted, and then I could attach this, and then order the paints for the other smaller parts here, which is gonna be the same color as the hull. So I thought I could get away with that, but then no, this thing just doesn't, it's too thin. So I've placed an order for this 308 Mr. Color. And while waiting for that, I won't be able to attach this. So I'll probably work on some of the smaller parts on these areas here. And then I'll need to spray a few more layers on the superstructure. And then I think you can see here that I have actually worked on this water line here. I've painted the hull. Then I've masked it to do the black line. So to do the black line, these parts have to be already attached. I don't think this can be attached later. And the black line was very difficult to do because there was quite an uneven surface here. You can see that this surface and this surface, the black line actually goes over this bottom surface and the side. So it was not so easy. And here you can see that it might be a bit thin over here, but that's because there is this kind of I don't know what you call that. There's a curvature on this surface. So when I stick the tape, it just doesn't stick straight. So the line, and then the line at the back here, there was some areas. So these parts were quite tricky to mask, and I think there's a bit of a leakage there, but I can fix that up by some touch-up. And these lines, to get it symmetrical on both sides, was I keep re-sticking the masking tape over and over again just to get it symmetrical. So that was very difficult. So I think if you see from this angle, it looks quite symmetrical, but not exactly. And I always wonder how they paint these lines on the real ship, because it's not easy to get it exactly symmetrical and straight. But yeah, so this is the level I have masked it. And at the back here, it wasn't easy because there's uneven surface, so the masking has to be like in a few pieces. and I think you can see there is a slight don't think I aligned it properly here compared to this side, and yeah, there you go, that's a leakage there, but I can touch it up. So this is how far I got, and on this piece here, this ladder is a photo edge, and while spraying on this structure here, I lost two wipers, this and this. When I checked it after I sprayed it, it was gone, so I don't think I will ever find this. So anyway, that's how it is. So yeah, so I'm gonna just work on some smaller parts here, maybe cut them up, prepare, and then work on the mast while waiting for the paint to arrive. So once the paint arrives, I'm gonna repaint. I'm gonna paint more layers on this structure here, paint this, attach this so that the bottom part will be done. Still need to paint these rudders, and then oh yeah, actually I had this attached here, and you know, while masking and all that work, it came off, so I'm just gonna leave it off until later. So yeah, okay, oops, I think something came off. Yeah, the exhaust, I think I have just touched it and it flew off somewhere. Okay, so I'll need to glue that back. This is what, you know, the kind of problems that I have. When I touch it, when I move it around, something will come off. So I'm gonna work on the mast and a little bit of small parts, then hopefully paint arrives soon. I'll get it painted, then probably in my next update you will see the hydrofoils attached, and then maybe the small parts attached here, then you know, the mast and other things will come, maybe the gun. Then it should be should take another 2 to 3 more parts of chapters of video to finish. So I think that's it for now. So it wasn't a good update probably because you know, because I have all these maskings there and you can't really see where I'm at. So but anyway, I hope it was good information. So until the next update, please stay tuned, and I'll be back next week. Thanks for watching and take care. Cheers. Bye.